Hello everybody, I hope you're well and having a great weekend. Thank you so much to those of you that have been watching my videos and commenting and sharing. I really appreciate it, and it's great to see what you're resonating with and where you guys are at in your lives, and to create content that will be of greater service to you. So please do keep on letting me know. I wanted to continue with our theme of the miracle mindset. That's our theme for November. And I wanted to look at trust today. Faith. And, they're pretty intertwined actually. Yesterday, I put up a post on my business page that said, faith is taking the first step even when you cannot see the whole staircase. And I think that is so true. And first of all, I want to actually talk about your relationship with yourself. Because by cultivating a really strong relationship with ourselves, we start to learn to get connected to our own intuition, which is really important for leading us along the path of creation, of creating the lives that we want. And what will happen is the more we work with manifestation, we start really surrendering the outcome of things because we know that the journey is a process. But we still need to have an inner guidance system that helps us to create our trust and faith and belief. And the stronger we have a connection with ourselves, then we learn to trust the decisions that we're making. So what I mean about taking that first step, I'm not saying, for example, like if you decide you're going to go skydiving, well, you would never do that without a parachute because the chances of you surviving that would be pretty nil. But what you can trust is yourself. And therefore life, because, I talk a lot about this energy within ourselves, the life force energy that is within us, but not of us. And that's connected to our intuition. And we want to be able to trust ourselves and therefore life, knowing that we can take that first step on the staircase, knowing that all will be well. But in a calculated way, okay? No, don't be throwing yourself out of an airplane without a parachute, okay? So that's why we need to be staying connected to our intuition, because we need to be knowing, we need to be discerning about our decisions. But as an example, I moved to Berlin without knowing a soul. I took one bag and my teddy bear, and I ended up creating a life for 5 years, and it was not at all what I expected. I had so much soul growth, and I ended up starting a coaching business and meeting amazing friends beyond what I could have ever imagined. And it really took a lot of faith. It took a lot of trust in myself that no matter what happened, that I would be able to take care of myself. So I really learned to trust in my own capability. And this is part of the soul growth that's attached to faith. I was able to continue taking those steps, knowing that somehow everything was always for my highest, greatest good, and that no matter what happened, I would be able to take care of myself. And I was not just jumping out of a plane without a parachute. I was never putting myself in physical harm, let me put it that way. So when you're doing it in this manner, when you're trusting in yourself, when you're connected to your own intuition, you're able to see the signs that this is the step I want to take, and then the next step, and then the next step. So you can't necessarily see the whole staircase, and I don't think in life you ever can anyway, right? So how do you know that this is the right step to take? But that is connecting to your own intuition, connecting to life, feeling, yes, this feels right, the next step. Yes, I can take the next step on the staircase. I don't need to know the whole path. That takes an enormous amount of faith in yourself and faith in life. And trusting again that everything is for our own highest, greatest good. And hopefully, I hope, I'm still learning myself, that the outcome is going to be even greater than we could have imagined. Now, when a lot of people talk about manifesting, we talk about this or something better, but in a way that's being controlling, because we're asking for something better. We're saying it has to be something better in a way. But when we're really just letting go of the outcome, we're trusting that everything is happening is for our own highest, greatest good, even if challenges are coming up, then what we're doing is we're opening to growth. And that in order to feel fully trusting in ourselves and fully capable within ourselves, then we're saying yes to soul growth. And that's the ultimate purpose of life, actually. So staying in the miracle mindset helps us to stay the path. Staying faithful helps us to stay the path. It helps us to be the people that we aspire to be. it helps us to have the lives that we want. One thing I'm discovering is that as I want more and create more, or actually no, as I want more, it means that I have to expand, that I have to go deeper within myself, that I have to become more trusting within myself. And it's just had to increase my faith in everything by the sheer nature of anything that I'm experiencing. Now I'm living back in Vancouver, and I've taken a full-time job while I build my business, and dance keeps coming back into my life, and I'm not really sure what's happening, but I know that I'm on the right path because I have that faith and I have that trust in myself that no matter what happens, I'm going to be able to take care of myself, which I think is actually something very unique. I meet lots of people who don't have that faith in themselves, but I know that I'm on the right path. I know that I am taken care of. As bizarre as some of the things maybe that are happening on my path are, I know that it is getting me towards where I want to be, or even maybe something greater than my own imagination, really. And we need that kind of faith to stay on the path for this to be created for us by that energy within us, but not of us, which I talk about so much. It's like when you go to yoga, you have that prana energy that has its own creative life force. So we want to be able to use that to create. We need to trust in that we are being guided, we are being led, that the path is being created underneath us every single moment of every single day. So we just need to follow our own intuition. And I mean, it's an interesting thing about intuition because, well, I actually don't think intuition never leads us astray. The more I think about it, every time I've connected to myself, it never leads me astray. And that, I think, is your greatest guide. And that somehow just trusting, but maybe you're not seeing the outcome you want, but you know that this is the stepping stone on your path. This is the miracle mindset. This is staying right-minded. If you have ever seen my other videos where I talk about in A Course in Miracles, which is a spiritual text, it's choosing that place of higher thought, being in the place of higher service to yourself, staying in the miracle mindset where we are truly believing and right-minded and connected to ourselves and to life, and that no matter what happens, we're staying the steady path in right-mindedness and staying in trust and belief and continuing to take the steps on the staircase without even being able to see even half of the next step. Or we can choose to be in deprivation and lack and believing that life just does not have our back. Now, it's possible to do this for a few days, and then you'll probably drive yourself crazy, and then you come back to right-mindedness. And that's life. And I think this is a practice, choosing to stay in right-mindedness, choosing to stay in faith, choosing to stay believing, choosing to stay in the miracle mindset. That is free will, and that is choice. So there's a lot of maybe different, ways of looking at things that I've brought up. But ultimately what I want to say is that faith will ask you to dig deep, and it's going to ask you to connect to yourself, and it's through your own intuition that you stay the path, and your own trust that whatever is happening is for your own highest, greatest good that will help you to stay the path. I hope that made sense, and I would encourage you to look at places where you're not feeling faithful and look at where you can change that perception and try to see the situation in a different way, and which will in fact help you so that you can help you further on along your path. Because if you're just sitting in fear, well, then you're enclosed and contracted and probably not continuing along your path, be it through inner growth or even outer action. And we want to be staying that path. We want to be trying to move ahead a little bit. And when I say move ahead, I also mean sometimes you just need to be in your being, and that is more than enough. But we're not resisting anything that's happening to us. We're in the flow, and that's ultimately where we want to be. So take a look at where are the places where you can stay in more faith, and I hope this helped. I would love to know, and please do comment, please do share the videos, and I'll be back next week with more. Have a great weekend.